Hey friend, come spend Sunday with me as I reset for the week ahead. I found that taking a little time on Sundays helps me feel more grounded and intentional going into a new week. So, here we go. First things first, gotta make myself a matcha. I don't know about you, but I kind of like the taste of matcha. It brings me that earthiness that I enjoy. I stopped drinking coffee probably about 6 months ago because I was feeling like it was making me anxious. And although I did like the taste of coffee and a good latte with some good milk and sugar really hits the taste buds, but I've found a way to make matcha that I like the taste of it, and I also have enjoyed trying different matchas. So today I decided to have a quick breakfast and I made some eggs with a half of a bagel and some avocado along with my matcha. I also added cottage cheese into the eggs for the first time and I scrambled them. They didn't taste that bad, so I think I'll try this again, but the consistency was a little bit weird. Let me know if you also do your cottage cheese mixed with eggs and how it comes out. I'm curious. Breakfast was done, and now it's time to head out to Costco. I don't actually go to Costco very often, so I decided to go on Sunday. I rely on public transit and carrying everything home, which is a bit of an adventure, but every once in a while I like to stock up on some staples and make life a little bit easier for future me. So come with me as I go pick up a few things. Now that we've picked up some groceries from Costco, it's time to head back home and start meal prepping for the week. All right, hey guys, just in the middle of meal prepping here, so I wanted to chat a little bit with you. So this week's meal prep, I am making chicken pad thai. So I had pre-seasoned the meat, the chicken. I'm using chicken thighs. I was going through a phase where I was using chicken breast just to cut the calories, but I find that chicken thighs cook better with sauces. There's a little bit more fat in them, but that's okay. I'm also trying to eat a certain amount of fat as well. Because at some point in my tracking, I was realizing that I wasn't eating enough fat, so I was getting hungry more often. So that's what I'm making in terms of the chicken. Then I'm cooking some jasmine rice on the side. I did put a little bit of seasonings in that. I like to always add some seasonings to my rices just to keep them flavor. Rice is generally not something that I enjoy, but I know it's good for the gains. And with that, I'm going to put some mixed vegetables on the side. So I like to buy frozen vegetables, and I can actually show you what I do get and what I will be using for this specific meal. One thing I've really been trying to focus on lately is making healthier choices and making those things easier. I know it's not always going to be motivating during the week to prepare, so taking some extra time to prepare ahead helps me stay consistent without having to rely on willpower. And so that's why I generally meal prep on Sundays. Don't mind the mess here, guys. I try to keep all of my containers in the same spot and organized everything, but I do need to do some kind of a decluttering, reorganizing of this shelf, so yeah. I will start with 4 containers because I'm not sure how many servings it will make. So I'll get scale and everything ready. Ooh, sorry, that's a little bit loud. I'm just being loud over here. And as I mentioned, I'm going to be eating, so I usually portion out a serving for myself as well. So the chicken is ready. That's the chicken for you guys. Looks pretty good to me. Look at the sauce. Ooh, the sauce on the rice is gonna be great. The rice isn't fully ready yet, so I'm actually gonna put this on pause for now until the rice is ready so that I can put the sauce and everything with the chicken on top of the rice bed. I just think that letting the rice soak up the sauce is gonna be nice to eat, so I'll be back. Stay tuned. While I was waiting for the rice to finish cooking, I figured I would give Caillou a little bit of love. So this is one of my cats that you'll see in the videos, and he is the cutest. But what I'll be using for this meal is these. So I got these from Walmart when I last ordered groceries. I keep frozen vegetables in my freezer often because I used to buy fresh vegetables. I have just transitioned over to frozen just because I lose them less. Because I'm a single person, it's tough to eat a significant amount of vegetables in a week, especially when you're buying multiple different variations. I just find the quantity is too much for me to consume. So frozen vegetables is a way for me to cut my grocery bill down and make things more affordable. So yeah, I'm going to start portioning those out into containers because I like to do serving size containers, and that way I just pull one out the fridge, I microwave it for 3 or 4 minutes, pull it out, boom, it's ready, everything is in there. I don't have to think about it. I also pre-weigh everything so that the portions are all controlled, so I'll show you guys a little bit of that footage as well. But yeah, this is something that I do every Sunday. So typically by Friday night I have a general idea of what meat I'm cooking, and by Saturday I am either seasoning or have seasoned the meat that I have chosen, so I need to pull it out of my freezer for defrosting so that on Sunday I can cook. And I usually cook around lunchtime. It's a little bit late today, it's about 2:45. That's because I was busy doing some editing and other things for you guys, but I will cook and eat, so I'll let you guys know how it was. Hopefully it turns out great, and yeah. So here you'll see me weighing out the food. Like I mentioned, I always weigh it out. So this was about 100 grams of vegetables, 85 grams of rice, and 140 grams of chicken. Of course, after every meal that you cook, you have to clean up, but thank goodness for this dishwasher because this is the one appliance that I cannot give up. All right, so I like to start building a habit of journaling. So I haven't been super consistent with it, but I do see the benefits in journaling, especially when I am consistent and I stick with it. So I've been trying over the past couple of weeks and months to ensure that I at least journal on Sundays, just as a restart for the week, setting myself up for success. So I'm going to spend a bit of time here journaling on a couple of questions that I usually like to go through. Sometimes, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll pick other questions, but for today, I'm going to journal on what do I want this week to feel like, what would make this week successful, what's one thing I could do for future me, and what am I grateful for right now. And to close all of that off, I like to find myself a quote that I will use for the week moving forward. So once I finish journaling, then I will type into ChatGPT the feeling and what I want for the week and see what quote it comes up with. So let's do it. Great. So now I'll go on ChatGPT and figure out my quote for the week. I like this one. So of course ChatGPT gives you a bunch of options, but the one that sticks out to me the most, and so just to preface it, the general theme this week for me was continuing to be a student of life and being consistent. So the quote that I'm going to stick with is, be a student of life. Let consistency be your teacher. And I think that when you read that twice, I'll read it again. Be a student of life. Let consistency be your teacher. I don't know who wrote it. ChatGPT hasn't told me. Maybe I can figure out who wrote this. Apparently no one. So ChatGPT did. Yeah, I think that continuing to learn and be a student of life is probably the most fulfilling thing you can do, and that's part of the journey that I'm on right now, is just continuing to be a student and learning everything that I possibly can and sharing those learnings and becoming a teacher as well. So yeah, that is going to be my quote for the week, and I'm pumped to go into the week and see what happens. And that's journaling completed. So I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up around my apartment. Probably gonna prep my medication for, not medication, but supplements, I should say. I do take a few of those. So I'll probably film a bit of that for you guys, as I like to put those out every Sunday as well, just to start the week with everything. You guys would have seen that I meal prepped earlier today as well. So I usually bulk cook some food. I do have snacks in my fridge as well, so I will usually eat one big meal and then some high protein snacks in between. So I'll put a couple of snippets of what those snacks kind of look like. They obviously vary by week. It depends on how much activity I'm doing, etc. So this week I figured I'd take it light. And the meal came out pretty good. I was a little bit skeptical about the seasonings that I had seasoned the chicken with, because as I mentioned, I do pre-season my meat, just because I grew up in the Caribbean. So we typically will buy raw meat and lime and salt it. So the chicken I put, oh, Caillou, hello Caillou. I lime and salted the chicken for 30 minutes, and then you basically put whatever seasonings you want on it. And that basically is to help clean the chicken, as well as it gives it a different flavor that I like. So I always do that, and then I freeze basically the chicken already pre-marinated. So yeah, I had defrosted that, and thankfully it went with the pad thai sauce with the meal that I came up with. So super stoked to be eating that this week. And yeah, I'll see you guys a little bit later. I got a little bit peckish, so I decided to have some cotton candy grapes that I had picked up at Costco. I'm super happy they're back in season, and it served as a good snack. And this is my second little munchkin, Theo. He's currently in the midst of a nap while keeping an eye on me and supervising me eat my grapes. I've realized that taking care of myself isn't about doing big dramatic things. Sometimes it's just meal prepping, going for a walk, and making sure my supplements are ready for the week. It's the little things done consistently that really do matter. I definitely don't have everything figured out, but I think that's kind of the beauty of it. I'm just trying to stay curious, keep learning, and keep showing up. So here's to another week of being a student of life, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.